Okay. Keep your books and copies. Books closed. You have learned about refraction.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Refraction you have learned. What is the cause of refraction you know.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the laws of refraction you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I think the topic that you were studying was lenses.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it? What is a lens? A lens
Yes, ma'am.
is a bounded medium, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bounded by what? It's a bounded transparent medium of which one surface is compulsorily spherical. Okay? The other day someone was asking what is the difference, then a mirror is also spherical. So what is the differentiation? It is a bounded medium. Bounded which type of medium? Transparent bounded medium whose one surface is compulsorily spherical. Okay. So these are lenses. How many types of lenses you know? Number one is convex lens. Convex lens. This is a convex lens, isn't it? And second is concave. This is your concave lens. Okay. These are called. This is called biconvex or double convex. This is called biconcave or double convex. Right? Now, see. If we talk about this lens is made up of two spherical surfaces. One is this, completed, transparent, and other is see. See. Okay. What is lens? Lens is a bounded, transparent medium whose one surface should be spherical. Okay. Compulsory. Both of them can also be spherical. So here how many spheres you have? Two. Right? Same way you talk about this concave. See. One sphere is this and the other sphere is this. Isn't it? Right? Now, this convex lens, this is called what? It's a double convex or we call it biconvex. This I will tell you why we call it biconvex, okay? And this is what? This is biconvex. This convex mirror is of three types. Number one, this is what? Biconvex. Second is what? Plano convex whose one surface is plane. Either you draw it this way or you draw it this way. Choice is yours. Okay. And the third one is
Concavo
convex. Concavo convex. Okay. Right? Similarly, when you talk about this concave, three types. Biconcave. Other is plano concave. And the other one will be what? Convexo concave. Remember, when you talk about this, you will first use the name of concave. Concavo convex. When you talk about this, convexo.
Concave.
Clear to everyone? 3 types. So, what is a lens and the type of lenses? You know. Now, as in spherical mirrors, we have learned certain terminologies.
Yes, ma'am.
Same thing we have here also. Right? Number 1. If I say, the other day I was telling you, optical center. Right? Optical center. Whether you talk about a biconvex lens or you talk about a biconcave lens. Right? See, we always draw a line at the center. Before I do all these things, the center of optical center, come back here. This biconvex lens is bounded by two transparent medium or sphere. One is this one and the other is this. Okay? So the radius of this transparent sphere will be called what? Radius of the spherical lens. It's a lens. Because we are talking about what? Transparent medium. Okay? And same way, the radius of the second one? R2 from the center. This center we call it what? Optical center. This will be defined later on. And what is this imaginary line joining R1 and R2 called? Principal axis. Principal axis. Okay. Now, when we talk about optical center, first of all, why do we draw this line? The other day I told you. This is what? Air, and this is glass.
They are together.
See, this surface will act as what? Interface between what? Air and glass. Okay? So the moment the light ray will strike this, refraction will take place. Bending of light will.
Take place.
So you see the bending of light can take place from here also, anywhere. In that case, if you want to draw the ray diagram or the image formation by this lenses is not possible. From where to take the divergence? Yes or no? From which point? From which point are we going to show that the light rays are deviating from their path? Right? So what we do? We draw a light which passes through optical center and divides the lens into two equal parts. Why? It's a biconvex lens. Meaning is the radius of curvature for both the spherical parts will be the same. R1 is equal to R2. Clear? To all of you? Now, when we talk about the thin lens, it's a thin lens. Whatever lenses you will use in the lab, right? They are all thin lenses. How do you define optical center? What is this line called?
Principal axis.
Joining what? R1 and
R2.
Or this is what? You can say this is as C1 and C2. This distance was what? R2 and this distance was what? R1. Clear? Now, how do you define optical center? So thin lenses we are talking about. It is a point inside the lens on the principal axis. Why I am using the word inside? Because I told you optical center may lie outside also. Which case? Concavo, convex and convexo. Okay. So how do you define the optical center of a lens? It is the point inside the lens on the principal axis through which any ray passes undeviated. Shashwat, what is the definition, beta?
It's a point inside the lens on the plexus through which the light passes and deviates.
Very good. Okay. See, it is the point inside the lens on the principal axis through which any ray passes undeviated. Passes undeviated. Whereas you know that the light rays, they are traveling from what? Rarer to denser, denser to rarer. So they should have shown deviation.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it? But it is not showing. Why? Because the lens is very, very thin. Okay? So, and same thing you can draw here also. If we talk about this concave lens, it is a point inside the lens on the principal axis through which any ray passes what? Undeviated. It is the definition applicable only for thin lenses. The other day I told you for thick lenses also how you have to define it. Clear to everyone? Should I define again for thick lens?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, do you know? For thick lens, if the lens is thick, then what will happen? How do you define? How do you define? How do you define?
The middle point of the lateral displacement means emergent ray.
If a ray is incident on a lens in such a way that the emergent ray is parallel to the incident ray. So, see, this is your incident ray. This is your incident ray. And the emergent ray should be parallel to it. The emergent ray should be parallel to it. See, this is the emergent ray. Then the point where the refracted ray meets. This is incident ray. This is emergent ray. And this is what? Refracted ray. Okay. If we talk about thick lens, how will you define? If we talk about thick lens, if a ray is incident on a lens in such a way that the emergent ray is parallel to the incident ray, then the point on the principal axis where the refracted ray meets is called what? Optical. Right, children? So, you in your class 10 standard, you will be, if you are asked the definition of it, you will define it for thin lens, not for the thick lens. Clear to everyone? So, this is your optical center. Clear? So, what are lenses? Lenses are what? Bounded medium. What type of bounded medium? Transparent. Whose one surface should be spherical. How many types of lenses do you know? Three. Convex and concave. Now you can further categorize convex lens. How many types? Three types. Biconvex, plano-convex, concavo-convex. And the other one is concave, biconcave, plano-concave, convexo-concave. Right? How do you define the optical center?
It is a
See, remember point wise. It is a point inside the lens on the principal axis through which any ray passes undeviated. Done. Okay? Optical center. Now coming to focus. Focus. This convex lens is called, what type of lens is it called?
Convex or lens?
Correct? This is your optical center. Optical center. This is called converging lens. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Converging. Why?
Convert the light with something.
Why? My question is why does it convert the lens? The light. My question is why?
Because it is thick in the middle.
No. Now you understand why. Why is it called converging? You know converging means to meet at a point.
Yes, ma'am.
Converge means to meet at a. What is the concept behind this calling this lens a converging lens? We talk about prism. The other day I saw somebody using this prism in the lab also. Right? What is the characteristic of a prism? Any light ray
Convert all light.
incident on this prism,
Converges.
see, bend towards the base. This is the characteristic of a prism. Any ray incident, see, rarer to denser, bending, denser to rarer, away, but it depends upon the wavelength of the light coming out. But it is what? It is bending towards the base. This is the base of the prism. Remember, any light ray which is incident on the prism, what is the characteristic? It will bend those emergent rays towards its base. Right? Now, we are going to use this concept in the lens. How? This lens is considered to be made up of several prisms. One prism, second, see this is above the principal axis, yes or no? These are above the principal axis, right? And below the principal axis, see, below the principal axis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This lens is considered to be made up of several prisms. As such, the prisms which are above the principal axis, their bases are in downward direction. Bases are in downward direction, and the prisms which are below the principal axis, their bases are in upward direction. You understand? Yes, sir. I asked you why is a convex lens called converging? Because you said because they converge the light. My question was that only. Why do they converge? So why do they converge? Answer comes from here, that the part of the convex lens which is above the principal axis is made up of several prisms. As such, their bases are in the downward, and below the principal axis, as such, their bases in the. So as a result, what will happen? See, look here. This is a prism. Any ray incident on it, it will bend it towards the base. What are you saying?
Base is on the principal axis.
It will what? Bend it towards its base. See?
Yes, ma'am. From
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And if it is incident from below the principal axis, where is the direction of the base?
Upward.
Towards the base, converging.
Downward.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the reason why this convex lens is called converging lens. You might get a question, why is a convex lens called converging lens? Then you should explain like this. You will not give answer that it converges. Everyone knows that it converges. Okay? What should be answer? You can draw the figure also. You can explain that the part of the convex lens which is above the principal axis made up of
Several prisms.
whose bases are
Downward direction.
and below the principal axis.
Upward direction.
So you can draw the figure converge. They will meet each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what will happen in concave lens? It is called diverging.
Ma'am, it will.
Can you tell me what will happen in your concave lens? Suppose
Yes, ma'am.
I am talking about this concave lens. What will happen here? This convex lens is considered to be made up of several prisms. As such, the prisms which are above the principal axis, their bases are in upward direction. Okay, their bases are in upward direction, and the ones which are below, their bases are in downward direction. So what will happen? A light ray incident on this prism towards the base. See, it will bend it towards the base. Where is the direction of the base? Upward. Same way, you talk about this. Where is the direction of the base? Downward. Diverging. Understood? This is called the converging and diverging action of convex and concave lens. Are you ready with the answer now?
Yes, ma'am.
Pratik, tell me, why is a convex lens called converging lens?
Because they are made up of several prisms.
No, not like this. Because you can say like this. Because a convex lens is considered to be made up of several prisms. As such, the prisms which are above the principal axis, their bases are in downward direction, and the prisms which are below the principal
Upward
axis,
direction.
their bases are in upward direction. As a result, when the light rays are incident on these prisms, they meet each other at a point on the principal axis. Ayush Gupta, can you tell me the diverging action of a concave lens?
Concave lenses are made up of several prisms.
Very good.
The prism above the principal axis, they have their bases in upward direction
Very good.
and with diverse.
And the prisms which are below the principal axis, their bases are in downward. As a result, when the light rays are incident on this, they get what? Clear to all of you? I think you have not written this in your copy. We will write it, don't worry. Next period also I will take. Sit down.
Then lens is prism itself.
Yes, of course. If this lens is not a prism, it is considered. Otherwise, how will you show the converging action? Why? Why does it bend towards the principal axis, or why does it diverges? There may be some reason behind that, na? Okay, there is some reason.
And we can write it is made of several shape like prism. Shape like
You can, whether it is shaped like prism or it is prism, what is the basic characteristic? Towards the base. Only prism bends the light towards its
Base.
base.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether it is shape or whatever you can say. Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, now. So this is converging and the diverging action of your convex and concave. Now I am coming to focus. Have you done this focus? Find the focus of a convex lens.
Any light parallel to the principal axis will fall to the second floor.
Two and more.
Two.
Light rays traveling parallel to principal axis, after refraction meet at a point on the principal axis. This point on the principal axis is called the principal focus. Okay? Right? This is called the second focus. Right? F2. what how will you define F1?
Opposite.
What opposite?
No ma'am, a light ray line.
How will you define it? How will you define it? Light rays starting from a point on the principal axis
The distance.
after refraction will become parallel to the principal axis. See, look here. This is our F2 and F2 is the main focus. F2 is the principal focus. See, if you are asked, nobody will ask you to define the first focus. Focus means if the question has to define the focus of a convex lens, the question is asking you the principal focus and the second focus is the principal focus. Okay? If F1 I am talking about light rays, right? Starting from a point on the principal axis, incident on a lens after refraction becomes what?
Parallel to
Parallel to
the
the principal
axis.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And since to both the side of lens medium is same, isn't it? What is the medium? Air. Right? So the distance of F2 from O is the same as the distance of O from F1. F1. Same. Because the medium is the same. Okay? What will be your 2F? Double of this? What is this OF2 called? Focal length. The distance between the pole and the principal focus is called what? Focal length. If I say 2F, what is the meaning of that? Length of curvature.
Center of
Center of radius.
I am asking you double 2F.
my radius.
Your no? Oh, that is mirror.
That we-
Right here, that we are
It is
talking
not
about
geometrical
mirror.
property.
It is lens. It is lens. Okay, I am asking you to mark 2F here. 2F means if this is your what? F,
Same distance.
same distance. 2F. Double of that. 2F. Okay, same thing here also. Why? Because the medium to both the side is the same. Clear to everyone? So what was our main question here? Define principal focus of a convex lens. How? Light rays traveling parallel to principal axis after refraction meet at a point on the principal axis. This point on the principal axis is called the principal focus of
Concave lens. Convex lens.
sleeping.
No, convex. Convex.
Convex lens. Okay. What will happen in the case of concave? What will happen in the case of concave?
It
See.
will appear
to me.
Yes, you can see here. You can see here. Light rays parallel to principal axis after refraction they appear. See, if you produce it at the back, because they will not make this side, you will produce them at the back. So this is called what? Principal focus. Okay. So if the question is define focus of a lens, please see the question what I am saying. Of a lens. That means the question has asked you collectively for convex and concave. So what should be your answer? Light rays traveling parallel to principal. You should divide your definition and learn. Light rays, how are they traveling? Traveling parallel to principal axis. After refraction, either
They will meet
on the principal axis or appear to come out. They are appearing to come out. From a point on the principal axis, this point on the principal axis is known as, in this question, your ray diagram was not asked you to draw, but that is hidden. You are supposed to draw the ray diagram. Is it clear? physics is a subject where many diagrams are not asked to be drawn, but you are supposed to draw. If a child draws this, suppose this was the question, huh? Define the focus of a lens, and he has drawn this ray diagram, these two, okay, and even though he has not written the definition, he will get full marks, because the the person who is going to check the notebook comes to know, okay, if the child knows the ray diagram, this concept is clear and he knows. You only write and keep, nobody has that much time to read. You understand? So in your physics, or whether it is chemistry or biology, ray diagram, your diagrams are must. Clear? What is focus, you know now? Repeat after me. See, you break the definition and learn. How? Light rays, count with your finger. Light rays, traveling, you count, you don't feel ashamed, count it. Come on. Light rays, traveling, parallel to principal axis, after refraction, either meet or appear to come out, called the principal axis. Okay? This is how you should learn. This is physics I am telling you. You should learn the history and all like this only. Break your answer into points. Number 1, this point. Number 2, this point. Number 3, this point. Number 4, this point. Number 5. Your answer is ready.
In history, one page answer.
So, can you learn?
Break.
Why can't you break them into points? You just take the zest of this answer, the summary. Read and summary. I have no knowledge of history. Huh? It's okay. Suppose anything. Now, point 1. This is a point. Point 2. This is a point. Point 3. Keep the points in your mind and write down the answer. Okay, right? Clear to everyone? So we know focus, we know optical center, right? Anything? So what will be the rules when you are asked to draw the image like formation by convex lens? What will be the rules? Number 1, what? Light rays traveling parallel to principal axis will either meet or appear to come out from a point on the principal axis compulsorily. Number 2, any light ray which passes through optical center, what will happen?
It will remain undeviated.
It will pass undeviated. And if a light ray passes through focus, then what will happen?
It will go parallel.
It will, after refraction, it will travel parallel to
Principal axis.
These things you have to keep in mind. Okay? When we were studying about spherical mirrors, all the distances were measured from pole. Here, optical center. Okay? Connect them. All the distances will be measured from optical center. Okay? The distances which will be in the direction of light will be what?
Positive.
And against the direction of light?
Negative.
Then, if it is so, what is this OF2 called?
Focal length.
Focal length. Tell me, RN, you tell me. Whether the focal length of this convex lens will be positive or negative?
I'm positive.
Ma'am, it will be not positive.
You asking him, answering him.
No, not positive.
Meera? You are confident, Meera? No, you are not confident. Then why are you saying positive? What made you tell me? What made you give the answer positive? Tell me.
Ma'am, because if bulging in positive and if it's bulging out negative.
Beta, please come out of the mirrors. What say? Come out of the mirror now. We are into the lenses. Don't go again into the depth of mirrors. Come out for them.